Hello everyone, and welcome to the nest of bushy tails and flowers. We are here over at the garden section of the Pamera tribe, and they're doing pretty well actually. I am so relieved that some of the very first babies that are being born to the newcomer, Tata, aka Clay, aka Crasher of the game, and his daughters so far are turning out to be what I was hoping for. We have a little bit more variability in the immunity, we have clear eyes, and the one thing I really wish that he would lay off on and stop spreading everywhere is the no paw. All of his children so far, Daffodil, who now has a proper name, Daisy, who now has her proper flower name, they both ended up with his no paw, so I'm really hoping we can get rid of that. But otherwise, our genetic experiments over here continue. So we'll continue working on that. I really want to start folding in Velvet Paw more too. So I think I'm actually going to swap Velvet Paw over here and put Nimble Fingers there instead. But the tribe, the Pamera tribe, continues to thrive, especially after the former queen's policy of banishing anyone who's not able to bring at least one piece of food in a day. So that's really helping to balance things, and even though it seems like a very strict and cruel policy, it's also one that is not exactly applicable to the royal line, so some might say that's a little bit hypocritical, but cough cough. Anyway, Prince Cuckoo has been keeping his mother, who I think this is her right here, actually, the bones inside the peace garden, cough cough. Prince Cuckoo has been keeping his mother's policy on food alive and well, and after seeing how the policy resulted in over 100 food for the first time in the tribe's history, he's quite excited about seeing that continue. So I don't think he's going to clamp down on the garden's breeding efforts as long as they continue to pull in at least one piece of food per creature. So we'll have to see how that goes, but he and his sister are busy taking care of the royal land right now. There's plenty and plenty of nuts that need collected, so I, Princess Samira, given the I suffix to designate that she is not the heir, is over here collecting up nuts and tending to things with her brother. And then I, Prince Kutanu, is actually very excited about collecting up as many clams as he can possibly find. And lucky for him, his half-sister, his niece has discovered the land of clams. There's so many clams over here, and she does not have the ability to collect them. So La Isanara has been given the La suffix to designate that she's an explorer, and she's headed out of here, and she's stumbling on clam after clam after clam. So I think that Kutanu is definitely going to be excited to hear that. We'll let him kind of skim around here. Clams! So many clams! Uh-oh, don't drown! I hope I didn't put him in deep water. He's already dying of the common cold. I don't need the young prince to die because of me. But Kutanu is kind of a favored younger brother of Key Prince Cuckoo. So I wouldn't be surprised if Cuckoo tried to convince one of the females from over here to come and leave at least one or two little legacies behind from his brother. So I have a feeling the garden of our lovely ladies over here may be called upon pretty soon, so that there can be an heir left behind to Kutanu's legacy. So I think that's what Cuckoo is kind of thinking about, how to manage the garden. And meanwhile, Lako may one day catch his eye, or even perhaps because she is panda pattern recessive, probably catch the eye of Prince Kutanu. So I'll have to remember that. Lako, you've got that awesome panda pattern, so I think I know what I'm going to be doing with you, my dear. Alright, but she's hanging out with Taroku, who is her older brother, and they are just diligently being good members of the tribe, gathering up all of the food that they can get their paws on. Speaking of which, I happen to know, let's gather up that grass. There's more food! Oh, thank goodness, it's still here! All of the bunnies that our wonderful master hunter, who is now passed on, collected. I was worried we lost that meat forever. Are there any bunnies nearby? I wouldn't be nearby if there were other, dead bunnies. I'd be like, run away, if I knew that there were some of my own members who were dead. But La Larco over here is going to be collecting up what was left behind. So he's being a good hunter as well. Does that take care of everybody over here? Oops. All right, ladies. The garden has to earn its keep, or else the prince is going to assign you to other duties, like popping over there and having his bibis. So Roro continues to collect things with his big, beautiful, bushy tail. And then we've got Rala, who's about to pass away. I think elders who are 3 days away from passing away are exempt from the rule to collect things, but I'll have her. I'm gonna go ahead and let Rala. I think she wants to be part of the sea, basically. We're gonna let her just kind of snuggle into this little alcove down there and let her bones be washed out by the tide as time goes on. Her son Vanu, I don't know what we're gonna do with him. Vanu needs to find food. He needs to prove that he can be a contributor to the tribe. So I think we're gonna let him step over here. He's young. You don't really have to contribute till you're an adult. Young ones are of course forgiven, and just like elders. But he's gonna have to figure out how he's gonna contribute, and he may contribute with his stripes, possibly by being a mate over to the tiger tribe because they need some males. But he's got the bad immunity lineup for that. However, Nuta has a good immunity lineup for that. In fact, it's practically perfect. So Nuta may head over there pretty soon to contribute his genetics to that line. He doesn't really have a lot else to offer at the moment, but he's going to scooch over. He's just a baby. His mother Lily can kind of keep an eye on him. Does she smell any roots nearby? Yeah, there's some roots right there. Oh, and there's one right over here. Good job, Lily. And then we can collect up these nuts. And then we've got brand newborn little daffodil. I would really love it, Tata, if you could stop having your children end up not having no paw, or like end up with no paw. Stop that. All right, Rosie's about to pass away. I think Willow is kind of getting up there too, so I may have to have Willow step out. Violet is still pretty young. Does she find any more? There's fish and clams. Violet, don't drown. I really hope I didn't stick Violet in the deep water by accident. That would really suck. All right, and Tata can gather up the berries at least, so he can contribute that way. And I wonder if he and Rosie should have one more child. What are your genetics, my friends? Let's see. She's got the brown eyes. They've got the good immunity lineup for it. He has spiky body recessive. I didn't know that. All right, we'll let her become pregnant with one last child of his. Just because I think Rosie doesn't have much longer for this world. Just 5 days left. So we'll go ahead and let the garden girls, as long as they're contributing food, they can have as many babies as they want, since I need as many of Tata's genes as I can get. And we'll see how that works out. All right, so that takes care of that aspect of the tribe. Very nice. Very complicated. We're really weaving the stories more than I ever have before. And then meanwhile, we have Ta Darkir's last day alive. Oh boy. And one of his mates just passed away of old age too. Unfortunately, Kirtavan has lost his mother pretty much as soon as he was born. But who is this? Ta Darkir! I think you just had a proper heir born to you. A son has been born. All right, and let's look him over. So we have a little Tata. I think we'll name him T. Yeah, we're gonna name him T Dar. T Darta. So Darta. And he looks like a good heir. His sister over here, T Koanara, actually, let's see. Timi. We'll name her Timi. Timio. Timio actually may make the better heiress because she does not have hemophilia. But it's good to know that his line may have a chance to pass on, even without little Timio's contribution. So she's going to be an alpha, and actually Minanako is a queen. So we'll name her Tikui, maybe like Tikui. Yeah, how about Tikui Miyako, to designate that she is a princess, a queen of this tribe. The different tribes are starting to have slightly different lore. But yeah, all right, so she has had another child. I need to get her pregnant again so that we can try to have one last child before he passes on. So we'll put her back in this little nest. Timio is probably better for being the heiress, to be completely honest, but at least her brother, T Darta, would be a good one, and we need to name her T Kasimi. So little T Kasimi is sickly, but she's going to contribute however she can, and it looks like it's going to be up to Kui Miyako, the queen, to decide how to carry on the lineage. But I don't think Kirtirvan is going to be able to help because he's just not very healthy. All right, so we're going to let T Takir enjoy all the berries he wants in his final moments and look out at the sea. We have a lot of creatures who are going to be passing away right next to the sea this time around. And we'll leave the grasses around the bunny burrow right here because that will actually help with hunting them. And Little Frog is also about to pass away, so she may come over and join the cliffside graveyard that we seem to be building. Ideally, all of the elder creatures in this particular tribe want to come to the Garden of Peace to pass away. If you pass away in the Garden of Peace, your afterlife will always be forever peaceful. But I suppose the oblivion, the quietness of eternally being trapped in the ocean is a good alternative for those who are not able to get to the Garden of Peace and turn into a flower in their next life. And unfortunately, some of the elders just had too much to do and couldn't make it, but we will remember that for the future. Alright, so who's gonna have babies? Where are my baby havers? I think it's just you this time, my dear. So Tikwi, which is what we'll call the queens. Let's see what kind of baby she has. Oh, her husband died. No, another sick baby. Why? All right, Tia Nasari, who's also a little bit sickly. Fooey, Fooey, I say. Wait, what? You have a cold, but you don't have... Oh, she does have bad immunity. I was looking at hemophilia. Whoops. All right, well, she's a cute little one. She's also one of the tiger tribe children, but I guess she would just have beta rank because any of the ones who may not really be that healthy probably need beta rank, don't they? Not omegas. They just have beta rank. There we go. All right, and then the nest is kind of falling apart, but we have multiple nests, so I don't think that really matters. And we're gonna have Tikwi, the Tikwi, as the queen, decide what to do with the family tribe. So we need to get these striped genes spreading. And who would we have to pick from? Unfortunately, Lalarco is about to pass away, so there may be a request. We may have to pull one of the children from over here. But you know what? The tiger tribe has a while to think about that. They might focus on trying to link up all of these berry bushes and the other tribe for now. So we'll even get Kirtirvan working on that, in fact. So we'll move him over here. He'll start gathering some stuff up. Little Frog can collect up a couple pieces, and then she's gonna jump. Oh, there's a whole other nest! There's a perma-nest here the whole time! Good job, Little Frog. That was an excellent discovery. The queen must investigate that immediately. Her children should be very busy and occupied as it is, actually trying to gather up what they can from the beautiful collection of bushes and the beautiful tree that they have here. So Tikwi, the Tikwi I should say, will keep herself quite occupied in the Tigerlands. Alright, and then we have the little surfer prince, who is starting to feel a little bit unhealthy, but enjoying all the clams he's eating. He's going to be coming back over to tell his brother all about how delicious the clams are and how much he loves them. And I think his brother will be a little bit sad to see, for sure, that his beloved younger brother with his unique personality and carefree attitude is close to passing away. He wants to stay close to the Garden of Peace. So I think that the Prince Cuckoo will put out the word that he is looking for someone who could possibly be the perfect mate to leave behind a child or two from his beloved younger brother. And rumor has reached his ears of the lovely Laco, who may have one no-paw, which normally you would not want even in a side branch of the family royal tree, but she has such a gentle personality. She has so diligently worked her whole life at collecting from the nut tree. A simple farmer, you might say. I think that she's a perfect balance to the more rambunctious, overeager young Prince Kutanu. So we'll bring Laco down there so that she can have his babies, a royal baby or two, shortly. Meanwhile, Lalarco is about to pass away too. I think he was actually friends with the master hunter who is back here though. So I think it's okay. I definitely think we are wasting a lot of our berry bushes. And I think that is something that Prince Cuckoo is really going to be thinking about. Especially as it becomes time soon for him to think about taking a mate of his own. He may dream of the day when they can have berry pickers pretty much on every berry tree. And he believes that will be the true source of strength. So instead of trying to really restrict breeding the way his mother was, he may look at things more like the more berry pickers, the better. So let's go ahead. Roro is going to be gathering up these berries We had our wonderful elder pass away over here too. Oh, and La Sanara, as usual, being a member of the royal family, exempt from having to collect food, so she's gonna skitter over there. Violet's excited because she found a whole bunch of clams, which will help her family meet the quota that they need to provide to the royal family. Willow's getting a little bit sickly, but she's not really sure if she even wants to have children. Little Daffodil can come learn from her big sister how to collect nuts from the family tree, and we'll have Rosie is not going to live much longer. Once a creature only has 3 days left, they're exempt from the collecting rules. So Tata will step over, collect up what he can, and he needs to do his duty as well by having more children with the tribe members who need to pass on those genes. So I will bring Violet over in just a minute. So we need to have lots of babies because it's from this line that we'll start pulling some of the genetics to take care of the rest of the entire tribe. So Nuta, how are you doing, my dear? Normal eyes. We're slowly but surely seeing short-sighted eyes be a complete thing of the past, and he has G and H immunity, so he would definitely be a good one to go to the tiger tribe. Vanu would be a good one to go to the tiger tribe as well, especially because he has these stripes, but I'm not sure if he wants to. We'll have to see. Wow, there's a lot of moles. All right, so Nuta, I think that since the prince is aware of the strife going on for the tiger tribe and aware that he's allowing all of this rampant breeding to happen in the garden, or I should say like the garden family, I think he plans on maybe using one of the males, like Nuta may go over and join with the garden tribe. At the same time, Daffodil, actually. Actually, Nuta may stick around here as long as he can collect things, because he could actually have children with Daffodil, believe it or not, and they would be healthy children. They would be healthy. Oh my goodness! And they may have the Stinky Tail. We might make Stinky Tail dominant. Nuta, never mind. You actually could breed with both those females. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're sticking around. Sorry, buddy. All right, Tiger Tribe's going to be in a little bit of a pinch. No idea what they're going to do, but they're going to have to figure it out. All right, so we've got some things lined up. Let's go ahead and see what Rosie's child is going to be. A beautiful little girl who does not have a fluffy tail. And this is little Rana, and we'll have to give her a new name. She can probably go elsewhere. Panda pattern, by the way. Recessive. She will probably go elsewhere. She doesn't technically have to, but I really want to see Fluffy Tail become dominant in the garden, so she probably will. Alright, so we'll keep that in mind. And then we have Dooku. Oh, look! Velvet Paw! Velvet Paw! We have Velvet Paw going on over here. That's so exciting. So it looks like Velvet Paw. I was thinking, so excited, I'm hiccuping, that Velvet Paw was actually the hind leg. So I'm a little disappointed about that. Darn. But let's see. Swimming, speed. What could the hind legs be? I really want to get those warning dots in there. So webbed hind legs or normal hind legs. I think I'm going to get normal hind legs bred into the family pretty soon. But he does have collecting. So little Dooku here, we'll have to see what we end up using you for. But other than the no paw, he's got a skunk tail and he's pretty healthy. So he's got B and H immunity, and he wouldn't be a perfect match for the girls over here, but he could possibly help out. So I might send him over towards the far left to the tigers after all. We'll just have to see. For the most part, we're gonna focus on healthy eyes, and we're going to focus on a little bit more variability to the genetics, and then the tail. And then I'm going to have to start going through and looking at your guys' suggestions again for what we should really have. I think lean body is one of the big suggestions. We really will probably want to get lean body in. Everybody's saying Stinky Tail is absolutely fantastic for the jungle. And again, some people may be wrong or lying to me. It happens. It's tragic when it does, but it does happen. I want to have, I think, Poisonous Fangs, Stinky Tail. A lot of people are saying like Big Nose because it's better for smelling when danger comes. And a lot of people are saying either Spiky Body or especially Toxic Body and Warning Dots are really useful. So we may mutate in Warning Dots pretty soon, because that would be fun. I want to get the Stinky Tail in for sure first though. All right, so let's let everybody do what they need to do. we're going to have Violet come on up. I think it's about time for her to start contributing her genetics to the family tribe. Didn't even see the bush there again. La Isanara is going to continue onward with her big exploring. We're going to have Willow collect up some of the nuts. And then we've got little Daisy. She and her sister can do some collecting. Can I smell or hear? Okay, can't smell any other berry bushes. So Daffodil is going to need to start moving around if she wants to be able to meet her quota. She's getting old enough she needs to worry about those things. She might come over and help out with Raro, because Roro is getting quite old and he may not be around much longer. All right, and little Vanu, I don't think Vanu would live long enough, quite honestly, to be able to get all the way down to the tiger tribe. So I think Vanu is just going to be a double digger. He's going to spend his life digging and trying to provide for his tribe that way. And then Nuta, does he have cracking ability? He does not, darn it. So Nuta isn't quite as useful as I was hoping, but that's that no paw for you. However, he is contributing a little bit, which is important. All right, and then Rosie doesn't have much time left. She's going to go down to the place. She'll eat a little berry and go down to the place that her mother had been in and leave Tata in charge of taking care of the children that they have had. So we've got Rana, we've got Daffodil, and we've got Daisy. And I think we'll name this little one right here. We're going to go ahead and name her maybe Rose. Rose with two E's? Rose E. Maybe it's just like Rose E. Let's name her Rose E. Rose E? E? Because I don't want her to inherit the name of the banished one. We'll name her Rose E, like that. There we go. So little Rosie, we've got Daffodil, we've got Daisy, and they're going to try to contribute as they can as they grow older. Those fluffy tails are so important. I think Nuta is probably going to be their mate, and Tata is going to have to figure out what he's going to do. Dukir, you have stealth, so much stealth and odor disguise and distasteful scent. But Dukir, he is not, we'll have to see what we do with Dukir. We'll wait to cast our judgment on like what his contribution might be until he gets older. That's kind of what the garden is for, is experimenting with the different genetics that we can play with. All right, so there goes the garden. And then we are going to bring Lady Lako down. She is going to be summoned by the prince. So she's being summoned to be a new mate to Prince Kutanu. So Kutanu is going to come over. He's going to have been told some surprising information by his brother. Mainly, hey, guess what? It's time for you to have a child or two in a bit of an arranged marriage. Toroku will just diligently tend the fields. I think Samira may wonder what it would have been like if she had had the opportunity to have children. Meanwhile, Cuckoo has like the grass growing up around his head. But I don't think Samira really regrets not being able to have children. She's very sickly. She probably thinks that would be way too much work if she's already pretty sickly. And then Lalarco is also about to pass away, but he got in a final hunt before he did. All right, then we'll swing over to the tiger tribe. We have a lot of elders we just lost, and we have a very confused batch of youngins paying attention to Tikwi, their queen. So I think she's got a little bit of time before she really has to be concerned about what she's going to do for the tiger tribe. But the children will be gathered around. I think that we'll go ahead, gather that. He'll collect up that. Yeah, the children will be gathered around learning what to do from their mother. And then we also have Kitirvan. We'll have him start helping us clear a little bit more of a pathway between the berry bushes. That may be the final strength of the tiger tribe, is leaving behind trails between the berry bushes. And then anything interesting I can smell? Wah! No! I hope I remembered your name correctly. All right, there we go. Anything interesting to smell? Doesn't look like it. Doing okay. Excuse me. Anything interesting to smell? A bunny. Won't be able to reach him. A mole. May be able to reach him. There's some clams, so many clams, lots of clams. I love this. I really love being able to see what the sun says. But all right, progress, slow but steady progress being made. Getting in that stinky tail, that distasteful tail that everyone told me was oh so important. And then I think we need to work on having a lot better movement. So getting rid of that webbed hind leg is going to be my next goal, and folding in a normal hind leg is going to be super important, I think. So we'll work on adding in some speed on a whole bunch of our creatures as well, so they can really zip away from the big bad predators that could come for them in the jungle. And then I will see you guys next time to see what kind of beautiful blossoms can bloom in our little garden. So I really hope we can get rid of that no paw, and I really hope we can get rid of those webbed legs, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.